Arm yourselves, America. This is Defenders Live.
Hey, here comes the danger up in this club. When we get started, man, we ain't gonna stop. We gonna turn it out till it gets too hot. Everybody sing, hey, tell 'em turn it out till they get no more. Let's get this thing shaking like a disco ball. This is your last warning, I'm gonna see go. I am not afraid of
It's Tuesday.
that comes my way. When it hits, it
This is Defenders Live on Mojo 50 Radio. Dylan's over there headbanging, but that's okay because it's really good music.
I was waiting for it to die some so I could speak without being cut off.
I know, and that's something that we're working on. It's technical difficulties, but that's okay.
But you know what? I've become used to. I think it's kind of par for the course. It's the way we start the show.
It is just how we're going to start the show nowadays.
Being able to speak in the first 10 seconds of the show.
And that's okay. That's completely fine.
You know what? We have to find our niche, and that's apparently our niche for right now is
Dylan can't speak for the first 30 seconds.
to speak, and so it makes it fun.
Don't speak. I know just what you're thinking. Yeah, that.
I feel ashamed we just did that now.
No, I don't. I feel no shame for this. I am not ashamed.
It's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
Go to doaeshow.com for all the stuff that is Defenders, all the archives, all of the past audios, videos, I believe, as well.
Yeah, some of them.
Some articles that haven't been written. I haven't done it in a long time.
Just go get your swag. Just go there. Go to the shop. Get your swag.
That's what we ought to make it's all about is just the shopping.
It's all about the swag. Just go to the shop. Get your swag. Get your Jackhole Nation gear.
Yep.
Get your Defenders gear.
Yeah, get your...
Make sure all that stuff is taken care of.
Indeed, because MojoCon is coming.
Yes.
And you do not want to show up to MojoCon
without the gear.
Without a Defender shirt.
Or a Jackhole shirt. I
would argue even okay.
I mean,
at least a Jackhole shirt. If it's not a Jackhole shirt, it has to be.
If you're not gonna wear the Jackhole shirt, at least wear the Jackhole wife beater.
Sure, we can do that.
Yes,
we can do that. The sleeveless tee. Yes. Mm-hmm. Show off the guns. Impress. That's what I would do.
Correct.
Impress the Goyles.
Embrace the Goyles.
The Goyles. It's Tuesday.
It is. So there's been a ton of stuff going on. Apparently the Pope has some things to say again. Yeah,
he's a delight.
Is he though? Isn't he though?
Isn't he just special? And this is no offense to anybody who's Catholic. I mean, we're not.
Right. I'm really not. I am currently definitely not.
Yeah, no, I know I'm not. And even if I were, after this, I probably wouldn't be. So I think the Pope might be a tad confused.
Maybe so. Or he's a leftist.
That could be it too, but I want to lean more towards just confused because
you're trying to be nice to the guy.
I am, because he is old and he is senile. It does happen with age, and
sure.
And maybe he's just become senile and is losing his memory,
losing his religion. Thank you.
Okay. So, and the reason to bring this up is because apparently the Pope has been tweeting. Which, who knew the Pope tweeted?
I don't know.
I guess Pope does. Pope Francis tweeted. Actually, I don't have that particular tweet up in a moment, but I can in just a second. He'd been tweeting and.
Are you talking about the Christian and Muslim thing?
Yeah, actually, I do. I lied. It's right here. This was on the 30th of good God, this is an old one. This was back on November 30th of 2015.
Yeah, that's from 2015, and that's the reference of what he said the first time.
Yes, and I just wanted to make that clear. The Christians and Muslims are brothers and sisters, and we should act as such.
Okay. Okay.
So, in a goofy, reaching kind of a way, as a humanity brother sister kind of a way, okay,
sure,
I'll meet you there. But that's as far as it goes. Well, on March 29th, apparently he tweeted again.
What?
Yeah, dear Moroccan friends, I'm coming as a pilgrim of peace and fraternity. Which I didn't know religion was a fraternity, but okay.
Sure, brotherly love.
Brotherly loves. We, Christians and Muslims, believe in God, the Creator, and the Merciful, who created people to live like brothers and sisters, respecting each other in their diversity, and helping one another in their needs.
Sure.
End of quote.
Can I just little aside here. So we've been having this conversation on Twitter recently about the Pope and about the Muslim faith.
Yeah.
You know, the whole idea of the Muslim faith and everything, you know. Okay. Let's get a few things straight. One, the Prophet Muhammad. Let's talk about that guy.
Let's talk about Muhammad.
The Prophet Muhammad.
The guy you can't draw pictures of.
The guy you can't draw pictures of. He was a pedophile.
He was.
He was a incessant liar.
He was. Matter of fact, he told people that as long as it furthered the Islamic faith, you could lie.
He was an incessant thief and murderer.
Mm-hmm.
And what?
But he was a good guy, though.
Oh, sure. He was a great guy. Look, wonderful guy. And he happened to be alive right around the time of Christ.
Huh. You know what I also did hear? You know what I heard about Muhammad, too? I heard he makes a mean breakfast casserole.
I wouldn't know because he makes his women cook. So, Muhammad, let's just go there. Okay, Muhammad makes a religion.
Yeah, he did. Just kind of
Muhammad
out of thin air, as it were.
Muhammad makes a religion basically out of nothing because Muhammad knows Islam. Knows Israel, right?
Yep.
He knows the faith behind it. He knows everything that's going on around it. He also knows the tribes that are around him in the areas that weren't Israeli.
As we just said a second, he was kind of there. Maybe not exactly at that moment, but very near it.
He was very near that area. Maybe he was a kid when Jesus was walking around. Maybe he was born slightly after. But he was around early enough to where the thought of Jesus and the teachings of Christ were permeating still through the Jewish culture. Okay?
Yep.
And he knew enough of Jewish lore and understanding about their history that he decided to found a religion of Ishmael.
Mm-hmm.
The religion of Ishmael.
Yes.
Anybody remember Ishmael?
Which would be the brother of Isaac. Well, the half brother, actually.
Right.
He was
where God said, "I would make a great nation out of him as well."
Yep, only because of the fact that Abraham had decided to take things into his own hands.
Yes.
Instead of waiting on God's promise.
Right.
He did dirty with his slave girl, Hagar, was her name?
He got jiggy with it.
He did. He got down and dirty. She had a baby, and it was at Abraham's wife's recommendation and suggestion. But they did the do, and God said, nope, that's not who I want. That's not who I'm going to be. We'll still bless him because you are an idiot, and it's not their fault.
Yeah, it's not their fault, so I'm going to bless him and make him a great nation. Now, I never said anything about making him a great religion.
Yeah, no, that was never part of the bargain.
Not part of the deal, not part of the issue. So, okay, good. Muhammad comes along, knows this part of the story, says, I'm going to make that our religion. Our faith, and that's where it's going to be. Yeah.
Because I think God's a jerk.
Right. He comes up with his entire backstory and says, this is our God. And this is how we're going to do this. And, for the first half, of his teachings. He's good. He's a very nice guy. He's like, we should be amiable. We should get along with the Christians. We should get along with the Jewish people. We should get along with the tribes around us. And then he decides to go and move to his own place where nobody else is, and he suddenly becomes a warlord. What? It's like when he was small and tiny in this little cult, he was being nice and friendly to people until he got big enough to where he could attack them.
You mean he got too big for his britches?
Well, sort of, except for the fact that his religion did spread.
It did, and it continues to spread to this day.
Right, to the point to where we're still talking about it, and you have how many people that are following this faith?
Millions.
Billions.
Is it billions?
It is about 1 billion.
It is the top of the top three. It might be the top three prominent religions in the world.
Now, if popularity was also show of correctness, which it never is, by the way, if popularity was show of proper correctness, we'd have to say give it to him.
That's true.
But we don't, because it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. Especially when it's convert or die.
Yeah, that's a little hard to swallow.
That's a bitter pill.
It is.
Pill. It's a jagged little pill.
A jagged little pill. That's
Isn't it ironic? Jagged little pill there.
Yeah, it's we're gonna beat that dead horse. Anyway, any religion, and this is the part that I don't understand how people don't get this. But how is it that anybody can think that a religion that pretty much says convert or die is something that is good? I don't know.
1.2 billion. There you go. It's 1.2 billion. Thanks, Zig. Over on the MeWe's.
Gotcha. And actually, we're getting corrected also. A Pick-a-Pool on the Twitters. It said Muhammad wasn't alive in Jesus' time. He was alive from 570 to 632 A.D.
That's why I said, possibly just after, because at the same point, that was the biggest time of the major explosion of Christianity. Thank you.
Yeah. Point is he was. It wasn't like shoveling the manure out of the major where Jesus was born, but Point is, it wasn't that he didn't know. It was this.
He took lessons from the fact that Jesus was able to disrupt the Jewish culture.
Yes, and he did. And Doc Thompson got run over by an Amtrak. If Muhammad's wives hadn't reached puberty yet, then they're not women. He made his little girl wives cook.
That's right.
This is true. We're gonna.
Well, yeah.
Airs.
Hey, well, it's
allegedly.
Allegedly. It is allegedly. I wasn't there, so I can't say he was diddling a little girl. But
they do put it in the book that he married a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
So
there's that.
There is that. I'm just, I want to make sure to push that narrative out there,
Dirty man.
Yeah, it's very dirty, man. But the biggest point of what we're saying is he was able to see the action and reaction of the Christian faith. He didn't even thank you, Pick-a-Pool, for that. He wasn't even around for Christ. He came in 500 or so years after Christ.
Yep. Yep. And the point of the matter is we're not. We can sum this up into a nice little package. Christians and Muslims are not brothers and sisters. We don't serve the same God.
We don't serve. That's true. That is completely and honestly true. We don't serve the same God.
The Christian, and I say it like this sounds weird, but the Christian God says that if you love me, you will keep my commandments. And one of the commandments is you will love thy neighbor as thyself. The Muslims commandment, their God says you convert them. If they don't convert, you make them pay a tax or you kill them.
Right. James Louisiana over on the MeWe page for DOE's show says, supposedly Gabriel the archangel came to Muhammad and told him that the Christians had worshipped God wrong. Gabriel the angel also supposedly came down to what's his face and started Mormonism.
John Smith.
Yeah, John Smith, and gave him the golden tomes to start Mormonism. So apparently a lot of stuff is being blamed on Gabriel the archangel, but if you look back at it, it's the angel of light came out of darkness.
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah.
If you go back through that, an angel of light. Okay, well, who was the brightest angel? Anybody?
I'm not answering because that's cheating.
Anybody?
Bueller.
I need a church lady sounder.
Bueller.
I need church lady right now. I need a church lady sounder. Is it Satan? I need that right now.
Well, I'm not going to have it now, but I can have it later.
We'll have it later so we can use it again later. I need it now, though. I needed it now. So
church lady sounder.
Right. The morning star. Remember that. The morning star. The
Lucifer.
Brightest. Yeah, exactly. Lucifer. Thank you, Donna.
Yeah, I was waiting for somebody else to say it, but
you got Jeremy, we got Donna, we got a bunch of people. Thank you. Joseph Smith. It was Joseph Smith.
Joseph Smith. I knew John Smith didn't sound right.
Joseph Smith.
Because I was like, John Smith. That's like what everybody uses in alias. My name is John Smith. That didn't sound right. It's Joseph. Thank you. Appreciate that.
The light bearer. Correct. Right. The brightest one out there. Oh, my goodness. It's crazy.
It is. It's nuts. Point is I hate when people do this kind of stuff. When you turn around and try to placate all these other people, or you try to keep the peace by turning around and just spewing literal falsehoods. And what's worse is, as Pope, you're kind of leading a denomination. Like, your standard supposedly is handpicked by God Almighty. Somebody's not doing their homework or something, but you're look bad.
I know for a fact that God uses sinful people. Why? Because everyone's sinful.
Not that I'm useful, but I'm just saying, look at me.
I know, right? Everyone's sinful. Okay, everyone is sinful.
Absolutely.
I know God uses sinful people. It doesn't matter who they are. You can look at every Bible story. King David had a problem.
Yes, a man. He was called the man after God's own heart. He couldn't build the temple because he had blood on his hands because he was a war prince, and he couldn't.
And he also lusted after women.
He lusted, and he committed murder and adultery. And he's still
that guy.
Man after God's own heart. Okay,
right, right. But at the same point in time, marrying 7-year-old women, a little hard to do there. Now we've been rather lax on our promos, so I've got to get to one. Speaking of Gunbox, we're going to speak to Gunbox.
Talk about Gunbox.
Let's talk about Gunbox. See, gun safety is a definite thing that we need to worry about in today's day and age. With government regulations and with everything going on, one, we want to keep our family safe and protected by our Second Amendment rights. Isn't that correct?
It is correct. Absolutely.
Oh goodness, you're looking at something else.
Sorry, there was a tweet coming over. I'll read it in a minute. No,
you're looking at something else. Okay, so
right. We need to protect our loved ones, and we need to protect them from the tools we use to protect them.
That's correct, Sarah. We do not have the church lady sounder. Okay. So we need to protect them. We need to protect our family. We need to make sure that everything's good. We also need to protect our family from the tools that we use
to protect them.
To protect them, exactly, yeah. So Gunbox is an amazing thing for that. Perfect tool for all of your needs when it comes to making sure that nobody else can get your gun but you or your wife, as it were.
Yes.
Whether
they're old enough.
Right, or to anybody who's old enough. It has keypad access. It has a fingerprint access, RFID swipe codes. You can even get a ring that you can place on your finger, wave it over top of the box. It magically pops open. It is great, astounding stuff.
It's magic.
Go to thegunbox.com. Thegunbox.com. Use the promo code Mojo50 at checkout and get 10% off of any order over $159. That's Mojo50 as the checkout at checkout for 10% off of any order over $159 at thegunbox.com.
That's true.
Okay. So, sorry, I was giggling. Over on the Twitters, Doc Thompson got run over by an Amtrak at Dylan Lyles. John Smith is Elizabeth Warren's husband. You got a double bill there. I couldn't help it. I
Nice. Wow. Wow.
And it also got a retweet too, by the way. That was
Yes,
good.
it did. Yes, it did.
That made me happy. So speaking of the peace-loving nation and religion that is Islam, they're getting a bad rap right now. Apparently, there's some really bad people that are trying to make. It must be Christians that are pretending to be Islamists that's doing this stuff. But apparently, there were some Islamists attacked a French church.
Yeah.
And slit the throats of the priests that were there.
You don't say.
I did say. I'm not going to try to spell or say the place that is in France because, one, I don't speak French, and two, it's Frenchy. So
It's French.
Frenchy French. Saint somewhere in France. I got the saint part. Saint in France. A knife-wielding attackers interrupted a French church service, forced the priest to his knees, and slit his throat on Tuesday. A murder that is made even more shocking as one of the assailants was a known would-be jihadist under supposedly tight surveillance.
Do you mean that guy that, as the attacks came out out of the church, they were shouting Allahu Akbar?
Yes, they come running out of there screaming Aloha Snack Bar, which means God is greatest. And
or snack bars are the greatest.
Yeah, well,
snack bars are the greatest.
Snack bar is the greatest, yeah.
Snack bars are the greatest.
But they ran out of there screaming Aloha Snack Bar, and they were shotted by the police.
Shotted.
Which I didn't think cops had guns, or am I thinking of England?
That's England.
Okay, I thought France did too.
This is France.
This is France. That doesn't mean anything.
It's a very different story in France.
Snails. I don't have.
Just because they surrendered to Hitler like nobody's business.
At the drop of a hat, but that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
Now
Now they're back and they're pissed.
No, it's fine. Now they're back and they're a wee bit angry.
Now they're back and they're pissed drunk.
They're slightly miffed. Anyway. Men arrived during the morning mass at the Saint someplace, working class town near another place, northwest of Paris, where the 85-year-old parish priest, Father Jack Hamill, was leading prayers. Quote, they forced him onto his knees, and he tried to defend himself, and that's when the drama began, Sister Danielle, who escaped as the attackers slayed the priest, told RMC Radio.
So, I thought we were all brothers, though.
You know
what? The Pope
I
came out and said it twice over the past 5 years. We're all brothers. What the heck is going on?
You know what it is?
What?
He's all right. So he's said it in like English and on Twitter, but he hasn't said it in Arabic and to these guys because these guys probably don't get Twitter and they don't speak English or Italian or wait a minute, he's from Brazil, so
he's
Brazilian, whatever type of.
I like that jiu-jitsu down there.
It's
Brazilian jiu-jitsu is pretty amazing.
Faux show. Quote, they filmed themselves. It was like a sermon in Arabic around the altar, said the nun. 3 other worshipers were held hostage until the assailants were killed. One of them was badly wounded during the attack. The news agency AMAC, which is affiliated with the Islamic State, a group France is bombing in Iraq and Syria as part of the U.S.-led coalition, said 2 of its soldiers had carried out the attack. And police said that 1 person had been arrested.
Arrested?
Yeah. So being a very peaceful, we're all brothers, they're kind of not acting brotherly.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. You should always act brotherly. And by the way, before the commercial break, you should also go check out PatriotMobile.com. PatriotMobile.com/Mojo50 or 1-800-A-PATRIOT. Use the promo code Mojo50 to visit Patriot Mobile and get your activation fees waived on the spot. Check them out. Okay.
We almost missed that one.
So almost. Well, we got so involved in the first. Look, guys. This is why I do the first one right off the bat, because we get involved in some stories for the first 25 minutes, and it almost kills all of our promo set.
Yeah.
That's why I do that. I preemptively make sure that we only have to do one, so that we can blather on as long as we want to, with minor interruptions.
Just minor ones, not
just minor interruptions. Over on the MeWe's, there's a lot of conversation about the Mormon faith. Zig, the Drunken Gator, and James, the Louisiana, going at it.
God bless you. Y'all be respectful. That's all I ask.
That's it. Just be respectful. It's all good.
That's it. I mean,
Donna over on the Facebook says that Brazilian jiu-jitsu keeps your derriere in shape.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, it do.
Sexy, and you know it.
Boom, 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 doop, boom, boom, doop, 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 doop.
Oh, that's the good stuff.
Jeremy over on the Facebook also says, and that's why I'm a backslidden Catholic, because I have sins.
That's why we're all backslidden if you get technical, because we sin every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Every little thing we do.
Yep. Jeremy Hansen in the house over on the Facebook also says, they are not my brothers. Radical Islamists are nephews of Satan. What?
See, but you can't do it as good as he can. Like
I know. Well, he's got a voice. He's got a certain voice. I can't do that voice.
Yeah.
All right, we're coming back. So Bernie Sanders and Kamala Harris,
aren't they dolls?
They are, and so there was a CNN town hall debate just yesterday. Big deal.
If you town hall,
CNN town hall.
It's being generous.
Not really a debate.
No, they were just kind of
talking.
Hanging out, basically saying, "Hey, I would do this if I could." I think it was kind of a wish list. It was imagine
a wishy-washy list.
Yeah, close. I was thinking more along the lines of this is their way of sitting on Santa's lap and saying, "I want for Christmas." Some people wish they had a hippopotamus. Some people wish they had their 2 front teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Bernie Sanders and Kamala Harris wish they could restore the Boston Marathon bombers' voting rights. Which is weird to ask, I would think, of Santa Claus, but
I mean, you want a hippopotamus for Christmas? No, that's come on.
That's so 1950.
That is so impractical.
And where would you keep it?
I mean, it's not like you have a big enough barn.
No, and you wouldn't want to keep it in a barn anyway. It needs like a giant pool and grasses to roam around it. Come on, man.
A big mud pit just to kind of roll around in.
Yeah.
It's like having a giant pig that'll also stab you in with its face.
And try to eat you.
Yeah, that.
They're dangerous.
They are incredibly dangerous.
They're dangerous.
They're horribly dangerous animals. Even though their teeth are like flat, they will grind your bones to dust.
Yeah, they kind of have really big mouths, and therefore it makes it really easy to put all of you in.
Yeah. Jeremy Hansen is making very bad anti-Israeli joke, or not Israeli, anti-Islamic jokes over on the Facebook page. We're not going to repeat them. Just know that he's doing it.
Gotcha. No problemo.
It's not not something we're going to talk about. But yeah, so
amongst all of this joking that we are doing currently, I wish that the statement was a joke.
It is not.
Alas, it is not. During last night's, which was last night, the CNN's town hall, Bernie Sanders endorsed reinstating the voting rights of the dude, the remaining.
Dude.
I'm not even gonna say his name.
The boy,
the living Boston Marathon bomber, and Kamala Harris indicated that she was open to the idea.
Of course. Well, she's open to anything with a penis.
I was gonna say, I find it funny that she's open.
To anything with a penis.
To anything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I would have used that. That's probably a bad choice of words for her, but whatever.
Hey.
Ann Carlstein, a junior at Harvard, of course she is, asked Sanders, quote, "You have said that you believe that people with felony records should be allowed to vote while in prison.
Ooh.
Does this mean you would support enfranchising people like the Boston Marathon bomber, a convicted terrorist and murderer? Do you think that those convicted of sexual assault should have the opportunity to vote for politicians who could have deep impact on women's rights?" End quote. What the?
Deep impact. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm really trying to watch. I about said something.
Watch your language now.
I about said a bad word. You're not worried about the terrorist murderer, you twit. Because you've been ending it with it having an impact on women's rights. What the? I'm sorry. Your ability to murder a child in utero doesn't exactly rank up there with people like this guy who blew up and killed hundreds of people running an innocent race on a beautiful day, being none the wiser of anything going on.
Well, I've got to give it to Don Lemon.
Don't give it to him because it might not be.
He might take it.
He might take it.
He might take it.
And like
well,
it.
I've got to give this one point to Don Lemon. He actually did try to push the issue a little bit.
Okay.
You know, they were going through the entire point, and Harris was going through, these policies go back to Jim Crow, blah, 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 disenfranchisement, blah, 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 stupid comment. He's like, but people who are convicted in prison, like the Boston Marathon bomber, on death row, people who are convicted of sexual assault, they should be able to vote. To which Harris replied, "I think we should have that conversation." Which means
what conversation?
Which means as long as they vote Democrat.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. What are you going to vote? That's the question, and that will decide whether I'm okay with it or not.
Right.
You don't get, I'm sorry, but you forfeit. This is, okay, there's a reason why you're in jail. Okay? You have done something naughty.
Ooh.
And by having done said naughty thing, you have therefore forfeited your rights. You lose the right to be able to own a gun and carry a gun. You lose the right to be able to vote. You lose these rights and privileges. And there are certain things in life, newsflash, ladies and gentlemen, there are certain lines that you cross that you sometimes can never come back from.
And here's the point. You lost it because you took it from somebody else.
Yeah, you did.
That's the point. That is the entire point of the punishment.
Yeah.
You took it from somebody else. So you have it lost. You get it taken from you.
Yeah, it's not a punishment if you're not brought to a point of to cause you remorse.
Right.
Basically, if you don't lose something, or if there's not something, if a debt is not paid, then it's not a punishment.
Exactly.
So
in context, asking for a friend Jack Hole says when a politician says we should have that conversation, it means they don't have the balls to say no.
No, that's a good one too.
Kamala Harris has no balls.
But she likes to get them. As she said earlier, she's open.
Allegedly.
So.
Oh, you know who else is opening soon?
Oh, God.
Tar River Arms.
Yeah, they are. I'm so excited.
I know. It's so nice.
It's going to be huge. Huge. Like I'm
like
serious.
Bigly huge.
If stuff goes down like we're planning, holy smokes. It not quite MojoCon level,
but it's getting there.
But a very good second. I think.
Oh yes, and it is happening. We will have the as soon as we get the numbers down and we get everything ready and we get everything set, the dates right on point. You guys will know. You'll know when we're gonna have the big event. Obviously, they're gonna open sometime in July as long as everything goes right. We're gonna do this. We're going to do this grand opening either in August or September just to make sure that it's all cleaned up and everything's ready and his people are ready to serve you guys as best as possible and we can make it the best thing out there.
Mm-hmm.
But Tar River Arms is first and foremost America's virtual gun store.
It is. It's the best virtual gun store, too.
They provide great guns at great prices and great service, and you should check them out today. If you haven't seen it, go to traguns.com. traguns.com. Check out all the images, the guns that they have there, the purchase options, the great sales that they have going on. Also, the three-dimensional 360-degree views on 90% of the weapons that they have to sell.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Check them out. traguns.com. traguns.com.
Yeah, buddy.
So, here's a story that we didn't want to talk about. It goes back to Easter a little bit. But here's a story that we need to talk about. We haven't talked about.
I mean, I guess theoretically we could say it ends on a high note, but it's a little rough
Around the edges?
Yeah, just a teensy weensy little bit.
Yeah, just a hair.
So, a woman brings a baby and a gun to Easter service, and then threatens to blow it up. So, but churchgoers leap into action. This from the Daily Wire on the 31st, on Sunday, a 31-year-old woman, Navy veteran, holding her 10-month-old son and a gun, strode into San Diego Easter service, climbed the stage, and
allegedly
pronounced that she was going to blow up the church. Churchgoers, however, had a different idea.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't say.
I do say. Well, actually, the Daily Wire says they tackled her.
Oh, good.
They tackled her. San Diego Police Department stated that when they arrived at the auditorium of the Mount Everest Academy, where services were being held, within 2 minutes of being alerted, they had identified the woman, and it is reported that she is speaking unintelligibly.
So police she was crazy?
Pretty much. I think the carrying the baby in, holding a gun, and then screaming, "I'm going to blow the place up," probably is your first sign. Yeah. Something might be a little askew upstairs.
Isn't that like the first sign of a stroke?
That's but apparently nobody checked for the cold, clammy hands. Or is that a heart attack?
That's a heart attack. I think so. It's like your face. I forget all of it now.
It's face. Mm-hmm. Was it face? It's face, alert.
Yep. Speech. There it is. That's the one.
And something else. The last one.
She was on the third phase, bro.
She was on that third phase. Heck yeah, man.
She was on the third phase of it. I mean, she was about to have a stroke.
Yeah, the police stated that after they examined the gun, they found that it was unloaded. Praise God. Hallelujah. The church's pastor, Benjamin Wyson, stated that the woman had attended services at the church at other times prior to the incident. Police have reportedly been summoned to deal with her at the church before.
Oh, great. So she's gone there before. She has mental issues.
Yeah. And being from a rather large church ourselves, we I've used to do security for our church, and that kind of stuff happens all the time. The problem with it is you can't do a whole lot. Once they leave the property, there's nothing else you can really do. Mm-hmm. And so you just kind of keep an eye on them when they come back in.
Yeah, that's all you can do.
Heavy.com reported, quote, on April 15th, about a week before, the woman showed up at Mount Everest Academy with a gun. She made a Facebook post talking about how God had appointed her to give the church a message. And apparently you reinforced that with a gun. Mm-hmm. She said that she went to the church to deliver the message, but instead of listening, the church called the police and ordered her to leave. Well, I wonder why.
Well, that's part of the last. Thank you, Roz, for giving us that last one. That's the tea. Time to call 911.
Time to call for help because this lady is bat snot crazy.
Yes, she is.
According to the Daily Mail, the woman, quote, reportedly served as a digital media producer at NBC7 San Diego and was also in the United States Navy. And is posted on YouTube and Facebook that Jesus is a, quote, liar. And the Bible is a, quote, trap and, quote, great deception was occurring in churches and synagogues.
Okay.
She reportedly posted Zechariah 10:2, for the idols speak delusions, the diviners envision lies and tell false dreams. They comfort in vain. Therefore the people wend their way like sheep. They are in trouble because there is no shepherd.
Time out.
That was
How are you going to use Zechariah while also stating that Jesus tells lies
and the Bible is a trap?
And the Bible is a trap.
How
are you going to use the Bible and also say that the Bible is a trap?
Well, don't forget, we've come to the conclusion she was suffering from a stroke.
That's true.
So
it's true.
This goes back to the speech thing. She just, bless her heart, didn't know what was coming out of her mouth. One of the posts that the suspect allegedly made stated, quote, the one who came as Jesus was a liar.
Yes.
Another word for comforter is the advocate. Why would he say that unless he's the adversary? Which means that since we've been worshiping him as God and believing everything he said, we'll all be deceived. But the great deception is basically, please read my video, blah, blah, blah. I'm not crazy at all. I inserted that last part myself.
So she went Alex Jones on this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tinfoil hat and all, bro.
She went full Jones.
She went just,
Look,
it was
you never
this
go
shy of
full.
gay frogs. This shy of gay frogs, bro. This shy.
You never go full Jones.
You never go full Jones. That's a sounder we need to get too.
You never go full stupid.
Never go. I don't care.
Oh, retard. It's retard.
Yes, you're full retard. And I'll say it. I don't
go full retard.
I'm mad, but I don't. It's funny to me.
It is funny.
Anyway, so that happened. Again, it ended well because the church was prepared for that kind of stuff. I mean, it is California. And most churches nowadays, let's be honest, if you're, in a major city, most churches are slightly prepared for that stuff anyway.
Yeah.
Just because you never know what's coming. Now, your smaller churches in your smaller towns, that makes sense. But, like our church, perfect example. We have local city and county sheriffs who not only attend but help with security.
Yes.
In uniform and out.
Plus, we also have security of our own.
Yeah, we have our own security as well. Who I don't know. All I'm going to say is you enter into our church to do harm like that intentionally.
Yep.
I wouldn't recommend it. Let's just put it that way, and we'll leave it alone.
Exactly. In the same spirit of people going to, doing stupid stuff in the Easter celebrations.
I don't know why this makes me giggle, but it does.
Here's an update. Suspect in Florida Bunny Beatdown is wanted for burglary.
You want to try that last one again? Because that sounded funny.
Did it really?
Yeah, you did.
Suspect in Florida Bunny Beatdown is wanted for burglary.
There you go. Burglary didn't sound right when you said it last time.
Really? I think it might have just been a skip.
Might have been. I don't know. So the man captured on a viral video unleashing a comically wild beatdown while dressed as the Easter Bunny is wanted in burglary charges. See, I did it just now. Burglary. We completely skipped over the AR part. Burglary charges in Jersey. In Jersey.
Wait, he's a Florida man.
Well, I know. So he goes from Florida to Jersey to commit a robbery, and then to apparently atone for his sins, he dresses as the Easter Bunny and stops domestic violence, which is, is a good thing. Hashtag not all heroes wear capes.
Some of them wear Easter Bunny costumes?
Some of them wear Easter Bunny costumes.
Wait, isn't that guy the guy that was actually that got arrested for burglary?
Well, yeah, later on, he got it eventually, but
so you're saying he got it in the end?
He would look. How many? He did get it in the end. How many superhero stories though have you heard that start off where the guy is confused or has done some bad things or some questionable situations and he turns his life around and follows the straight and narrow and looks out for others. I mean, it happens all the time.
Sure, they turn around all the time. Over on the MeWe's, Wade Robertson.
Mm-hmm.
His church carry weapon, that is a beautiful piece of art.
Is it?
Oh, it is. You need to look at it. It's so pretty.
I'm going.
Yeah. Over there.
I got.
Ooh, that's pretty. I just gotta say, that's just nice.
I hit the wrong button.
That's so nice. Asking for a friend, Jack Hole says, I always take my gun everywhere I go, including church. The difference is I keep it concealed unless it is absolutely necessary to take it out.
Yeah, I
Kevin Jones on the Facebook.
I may or may not do the same as well.
Yeah. Shh, nothing happened. Kevin Jones on the Facebook said, Thugs Bunny. Donna Ray continuing on with that, saying, gotta love the furries. Jeremy Hansen adding in, I don't own a cape, but I do have a beard. Does that count?
It's a start.
It is a start.
It is a start.
I can't grow one, so I'm a sidekick reference. It's
wonder.
Okay. I'm relegated to sidekick always and forever.
You know what? Sometimes, we all have a purpose in life, and sometimes that's just what you have to do is be the sidekick.
That's true. So, speaking of not being a good sidekick, but instead knowing where you stand and being as rugged as possible, cat coolers.
Yeah, we like our cat coolers.
Cat coolers are amazing. These things are they're so durable and rugged. They're made in the USA, completely customizable. I mean, you could throw them off of a 3-story building and nothing would happen.
You could. Now, I don't know why you would.
But you could.
But you could. You absolutely could.
You can beat them with a baseball bat. You
could. Again, I don't know why you would.
I don't know either, but I'm just saying it's highly possible.
I mean, you never know. Maybe you've got your anniversary and the wife is angry and you need to use something to shield yourself as she launches household items at you.
Cat cooler would be a great thing to have as a shield. So it keeps your ice cold for up to 7 days. It's made in the USA, like I said, fully customizable. That means you can put whatever the heck you want on there. Whether it be some logos, family emblems, if you like a Defenders logo like we have, or the Mojo logo. Heck, if you want to put our faces on there, that's okay. It's cool. It's fine. We'll be happy with that. It's kind of awkward.
It is a little awkward.
But
far be it from me to judge.
That's you and yours. All right? That's you and yours. It comes in multiple colors. If you like white, black, yellow, camouflage, and even, what is it, blue collar?
Blue collar.
Which is a black. It is black.
But it gets a blue stripe when it gets cold.
Exactly. It gets a blue stripe when it's cold. So go to catcoolers.com. Catcoolers.com. Use the promo code Steven, and you get 10% off of your purchase when you go to catcoolers.com. Promo code Steven. That's STEVEN.
That's true.
Doc Tom got run over by an Amtrak. Even Jesus instructed his disciples to get a sword. But a gun is so much easier to carry.
Yes, well, a gun is a new sword.
Well, I mean, you can still carry a sword, too. You just look funny. And you got to be hella quick with it.
I mean, how about a knife? Short sword? No. Will the short sword work?
You never take... Well, hold on. But no, do you see, now you cross the line because you never take a knife to a gunfight. Never.
Okay. What if I take a gun and I name it sword? What if it's like the newest rendition of Romeo and Juliet where, the father says, bring me my longsword hoe, and she brings out a shotgun, and it says longsword across the side.
I mean, I guess theoretically, I mean, we're splitting hairs at that point, but I guess that might be acceptable. I guess.
Would that be okay?
I think so. I would, I'd give them to you.
Okay, good. So I can just name them swords.
Sure.
This is sword 1, sword 2.
Why not? At this point, if gender is fluid, if everything else is fluid, then why not? Why can't guns be swords?
Well, I'm sure that we can make sure that to shoot people with them, and when they do, they'll be dripping fluids. But I mean, whatever penetrates, right?
I really want to keep going with this, but I don't know.
You don't know how you can.
I can. It's going to take a dark turn real quick, and
it really is.
I don't want to make it worse.
Yeah, you
it's not
do.
Halloween yet. I can't go that dark this early in the year.
Jeremy Hansen over the Facebook says, Steven Airey is Robin?
Allegedly.
Look, we have never seen the Boy Wonder and Steven in the same room together.
And also, there are multiple renditions of Robin. I'll take the Nightwing version.
Dick Grayson.
Yeah,
I think it was
after he grew up.
Yeah,
only
was
after.
Wasn't Dick Grayson the one that went Nightwing?
I don't know. I don't remember the names.
I'm trying to remember. I used to be a big Batman fan.
That's
huge Batman fan.
Huge.
I still, but it's being killed. Like, are you going to see? Have any? This is so we have to. Are you going to go see the? Do you have any interest to see the new Joker movie?
No.
No, I don't either.
No.
Either, and he was my favorite villain.
Look, I can do the Joker. I can't do it right now. Because it would be incredibly loud, and I'd wake up all my kids, and there'd be yelling and screaming and gnashing of teeth, mainly mine.
Yeah, that would be bad. But
the Joker laugh.
Yes, the good Mark Hamill kind.
Like the good Mark Hamill Joker laugh. I can do that, and I can do it well.
And I think Heath Ledger did a good job at Joker, and I think this is a sign that I'm getting old because people want to change stuff, and I'm like, no, leave her alone. Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn. Leave it alone. Don't touch it anymore.
Turn that music down. Stay out of my yard.
Exactly. Asking for a friend, Jackal says, all my assault rifles identify as samurai swords.
As well they should.
They should.
They should.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly correct.
This is 2019. By God, they can identify as whatever they want to. You be supportive of that. Don't hold them down. Pick them up.
Yes. James in Louisiana over in the MeWe says, yes, Dick Grayson is Nightwing.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
I'll take that.
It's kind of weird, but okay, go for it.
I'm just saying, like, I'll take that one. I'll take that one. No other. That one.
That one. That's a good one.
That's where I'm going to go with that one. So we're just going to let that slide. Jeremy's asking if we're going to go see Avengers.
I don't know if I could say no with any more emphasis than I don't do movies. I don't go to the movie theaters. I hate the movie theater.
I mean, I think there's a thing where people want to go see Avengers as a group at MojoCon.
And that's fine. But I don't like movie theaters. I
understand that.
The idea, and it's not even people's idea. It's just, to me, it's the idea of being, which is weird because I will sit on my couch all day long and do this. But going into a room, sitting in a dark room in a semi-uncomfortable chair for 2 hours to watch a movie with a bunch of strangers just doesn't appeal to me. It really doesn't. Now, having said that, I really want to see Shazam.
Yeah.
I really want to see Shazam. That actually looks really good. And I believe it's coming to the drive-in in your town, BT Dubs, within the next week or two.
Oh, that is true. Okay, so speaking of...
the drive-in?
No. Speaking of what we were just talking about with the Batman references and Robin and everything else, asking for a friend, Jackal says, 1, Dick Grayson is Nightwing, and 2, if you're going to be Robin and you don't choose Red Hood, you're doing it wrong.
That was the name.
You know what? That's Jason Todd. I can give you that. I can do a Jason Todd too because he also became a bad guy for a little while. I can do that. That is good times. And this is your bell count for today.
Good evening, Mojo 50. I'm Leprechaun Man here with your bell count grade for the day. Today we had a 22 missed innuendo bells, 48 actual bells, and 0 horns. Bell count's coming up, boys. Give it a grade of C+ for the day.
So you got a C+ for the day, guys.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. I mean, it could be a lot better. I mean, he was doing a B- and a B+. I still think he's grading on a good swing.
Well, yeah, it's a very high curve for sure.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have to adjust that curve, I think.
I think so. I think we're gonna have to talk to him and get an adjustment on the curve. But
Yep.
guys, this has been Defenders Live on Mojo 50 Radio. Check us out Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Later.